Okay, be honest. If you hear someone say to you, I've heard the voice of God and God has told me to do X, Y, Z, you probably don't believe them, do you? In fact, you probably think there's something wrong with them and maybe need a little mental health treatment, right? Well, we are asked to believe that in this story, Peter had a vision and God told him to do something. Now, why should we believe this? You know, if Peter had responded to this vision by saying, guys, it's all good now. We can eat lobster. We can have bacon. Then you might say, how convenient, Peter. God told you exactly what you wanted to hear. But the truth is, Peter did not want to hear what God asked him to do. God asked him to do a difficult thing, to consider these unclean animals clean and eat them, something he had never done in his life, something that went against every grain in his being. And the point of the story is that no people are unclean, so no one is outside of God's grace. The ripples of God's grace expand and include, and none of us, not even the disciple Peter, has the right to close that circle, because there are no insiders and outsiders to God. All are welcome. God's grace is expanding to include all. And Peter had to go make that case with the others who didn't want to hear it either, because God was pushing grace beyond the boundaries and reminding us that if you have to do something for grace, like keep kosher, well, then it's not grace, is it? It's earned, and that makes it not grace anymore. And so the good news is that those on the outside are welcomed in. It's very good news for those who have been left out. But it's also good news for those who have drawn the circles and tried to close in, because for them, for us, we learn that the gift of all God's children is available to us, that the diversity of God's splendor in creation shown in all of God's children is part of the circles, of the ripples of God's grace.